Great job. So I call to order the November 13th meeting of the Marquette City Commission. If you could please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. Thank you. So tonight is the organizational meeting of the City Commission. It's a little unusual, and because the makeup of the commission is changing, we'll kind of delay the roll call until after this first step. But the first item on the agenda is going to be to administer the oath of office to the new city commissioners. And we'll just go alphabetically. Commissioner Hanley, if you want to join me at the podium. And Commissioner Mayor.
Do solemnly swear
That I will support the Constitution of the United States.
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
The Constitution of the State of Michigan.
the Constitution of the State of Michigan,
And the Charter of the City of Marquette.
and the Charter of the City of Marquette,
And that I will faithfully discharge the duties
and I will faithfully discharge the duties
of the office of the Marquette City Commission
of the office of the Marquette City Commission
of the City of Marquette,
of the City of Marquette
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
Congratulations. That one. I, Paul Schlegel,
I, Paul Schlegel,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Michigan,
the Constitution of the State of Michigan,
and the Charter of the City of Marquette,
and the Charter of the City of Marquette,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
of the office of the Marquette City Commission
of the office of the Marquette City Commission
of the City of Marquette
of the City of Marquette
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
Everybody's bringing their own pen.
Oh, thanks.
It was COVID time. Oh. Well, they clap. I'm going to escape. And next on the unusual agenda is going to be conducting the election for mayor for the city of Marquette. This is kind of the same way we've done this the last couple of times, but you have ballots in front of you where you're going to make a selection in the first round for mayor, and I'll come around and collect the ballots, and then we'll go over the results of that. And just note that we do still need a motion and a vote following the straw poll, essentially, that we're taking now. Okay, so the paper balloting indicates 7 votes for Commissioner Sally Davis for mayor. And again, we would need a motion and a second and a vote for that. Commissioner Hanley?
I move that we appoint Sally Davis as mayor.
Is there support? Commissioner Mayor?
I'll second the motion.
Any discussion? All in favor? Say yes.
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 Opposed? Motion carries 7-0. And Mayor Davis, if you want to meet me at the podium. Thank you. I, Sally Davis,
I, Sally Davis,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
and the Constitution of the State of Michigan
the Constitution of the State of Michigan,
and the Charter of the City of Marquette,
and the Charter of the City of Marquette,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
and I will faithfully discharge the duties
of the office of Mayor of the City of Marquette
of the office of the Mayor of City of Marquette
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my abilities. Did I need to take my own pen?
You got it, right?
Thank you. I'll leave this here.
All right, we're almost out. We're going to do that one more time, but for the office of Mayor Pro Tem. So this is going to be, I think, the blue slips. I'm colorblind. It's the other color. Okay, and so with that, it is a 6-1 vote for Commissioner Hanley. So again, we would need a motion in a second. Can we get a motion in a second first?
I move that we appoint Commissioner Hanley as Mayor Pro Tem.
Okay. Commissioner Davis, Commissioner Schlegel. Any discussion? All in favor, say yes.
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 Opposed? Motion carries 7-0.
I, Jessica Hanley,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Michigan,
the Constitution of the State of Michigan,
and the Charter of the City of Marquette,
and the Charter of the City of Marquette,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
of the office of Mayor Pro Tem of the City of Marquette,
of the office of Mayor Pro Tem of the City of Marquette,
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
So far ahead. Okay, so with that concluded, we'll take a roll call of the commission. Commissioner Larson,
Here.
Commissioner Mayer,
Here.
Commissioner Ottaway,
Here.
Commissioner Schlegel,
Yes.
Commissioner Smith,
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Hanley,
Here.
and Mayor Davis.
Here.
And with that, I will turn the meeting over to you, Mayor.
Thank you, City Clerk and Chief, for doing that extra work. Commissioners, we have an agenda in front of us. Do I have a motion? Commissioner Ottaway?
I move to approve the agenda as presented.
Second. Commissioner Larson?
I'll second that.
Discussion? Okay, all in favor say yes.
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 Opposed? Motion carries 7-0. I have no announcements for this evening, so we'll move right on to public comments. Comments may not exceed 3 minutes per person. Please state your name and physical address when making public comments. And if you choose to make a comment, step up to the podium. Oh, I get a gavel. It's open.
Delivered by the chief.
Yes, I'll start it out. Matt Lutberger, 1406 Anyways, there's a button here. I'm sorry. Matt Lutberger, 1406 Garfield. I've run for one of your positions before, and last year I had a calamity, and that was based on the road that goes called Norwood. Norwood going into NMU property. It's really choppy, really nasty, really yucky. I don't know who to ask to fix that, but I came up here, 2 years ago now, asking for that, and it's worse now than it was then. But since you guys are city commissioners, and I don't know who to go through on the follow-through, is it Northern property, or is it NMU, or is it Marquette property? Because there's no streetlights. There's no sign that says you're going from cement to dirt road like there is in county roads, and it's not maintained. So part of me is annoyed that the road is still unmaintained and unfixed even after I've been here 20 years, so after a bunch of years. I might be speaking up the wrong tree, and at some point, please pass this argument or this YouTube video on to somebody who can actually fix that road. But somehow, it's been like that for way too long. And I'm bringing this up because I got arrested for leaving my car on the side of the road because I bumped off the side of the road because it's all bad. I got arrested 9 months later. So I got arrested the day after the primaries last year. So it might sound like I'm bitter. I'm actually really okay with it. I just want you to fix the road, please. So this brings me up to, can I speak on number 3, or do I have to speak now before number 3?
You have a public comment before the agenda and at the end, so if you want to speak on number 3,
So number
please do
3
so.
is not like a separate side?
Correct.
No. Okay, so on number 3, I want to say this in all like democratic respect. I don't think you have the right to choose who's the next BLP. I mean, at the same time, I might put my name in there and ask you guys to fill it. But I thought, Mr. Schlegel, you were doing a great job, and this is nothing about personal names. I think the people who get elected to positions should not be allowed to run for something else while they're holding their position. We got 2 new commission members by appointment. We're going to have another BLP member by appointment. We have a lot of appointments, and you're getting rid of elections. There's 25 open seats on all of our advisory committees. Those could all be elected. Let's have more elections. So in some way, I'm trying to ask you guys to be the democratic stewards that we ask you to be. Thank you.
Anyone else for public comment? Anyone else? Seeing none, public comment is now closed, and we will move on to the consent agenda. Commissioners, do I have a motion for the consent agenda? Commissioner Smith?
I move that we approve the consent agenda as written.
And is there a second? Commissioner Ottaway?
Second?
Discussion?
None.
None? All in favor say yes.
Yes.
Opposed? Motion carries 7-0. And we move on to new business. The first item under new business is the approval of the 2024 City Commission meeting schedule. And normally I would ask City Clerk to provide some background, yet there really isn't unless you want to say anything, City Clerk?
I don't really have anything to add. I would just say the only dates on here that might look kind of weird are in February, we have back-to-back meetings, the 12th and the 19th, and that was scheduled because we have a city commission, or the city has a state primary. The presidential primary election is on February 27th, so that would be the day after your normal meeting in February. So that's not noted exactly, but that's why that date is a little awkward.
Okay, do I have a motion? Commissioner Smith.
I move that we approve the 2024 City Commission meeting schedule as presented.
And a second? Commissioner Hanley, or Pro Tem Hanley.
I
I'll get
second.
it.
I second.
Okay. Discussion?
Just standard run-of-the-mill business. The meeting schedule will be listed on the city website. Generally, it's the second and last Monday of each month with a few exceptions.
Okay. And those exceptions are usually for holidays, the primary, those sort of a things. So, any other discussion? Okay, all in favor?
Yes.
Yes.
Opposed? Motion carries 7-0. Which brings us to the second public comment. Oh, oh, I'm sorry, number 3. Oh, wow, how can I ignore that? Okay, City Clerk, please provide some background for the procedure to fill the BLP vacancy.
I do have things to read about this. Thank you, Mayor. The resignation of Paul Schlegel from the Marquette Board of Light and Power has created a vacancy on that board. Under the provisions of the Marquette City Charter, Section 6-5, the City Commission has 60 days in which to fill this vacancy via appointment. Since late 2017, the City Commission has made 5 appointments to fill City Commission vacancies, and staff is recommending the board follow a process similar to the one originally established in November of 2017 to handle those appointments. Under that process, applications were made available both online at the city's website and in person at the city clerk's office, and interested parties were given an application submission deadline. Following the deadline, completed applications and related materials were disseminated to the City Commission for review. At a subsequent meeting, the Commission then provided applicants an opportunity to speak and made an appointment to fill the vacancy. With regard to a BLP vacancy, the City Charter also stipulates that the City Commission shall consult with the remaining members of the Board of Light and Power before the City Commission makes its appointment. With this in mind, staff is recommending that following the application submission deadline, the City Commission provide the applications to the BLP prior to that board's November 28th meeting, with the understanding that the remaining members of the BLP board will consider the applications at that point and will have an opportunity to make a recommendation to the City Commission if they so choose. The City Commission would then consider the appointment in December. In order to be appointed, an individual must meet all eligibility requirements stipulated by the City Charter. Fiscal effect, none by this action. Recommendation, direct the city clerk to make Marquette Board of Light and Power application forms available online and in the clerk's office, and to accept applications from interested parties until 4 p.m. on Friday, November 24th, 2023, to then forward all applications to the Board of Light and Power for review, and to then proceed with the appointment of a new member to the Board of Light and Power at the December 11th regular meeting. Alternatives as determined by the Commission.
Commissioners, do I have a motion? Pro Tem Hanley?
I move that we direct the city clerk to make Marquette Board of Light and Power application forms available online and in the clerk's office, and to accept applications from interested parties until 4 p.m. on Friday, November 24th, 2023, to then forward all applications to the Board of Light and Power for review, and to then proceed with the appointment of a new board member to the Board of Light and Power at the December 11th regular meeting.
And do I have a second? Commissioner Ottaway?
Second.
Discussion?
No, I think that this is just it's the system we've used quite well for the last few years, and it saves us on spending thousands upon thousands on another election. So I think it's great.
Commissioner Ottaway?
Yeah, I will say that I think this is a really actually a good process. It also gives the Board of Light and Power a chance to vet the candidates, which I think is important because they probably will be able to know a lot more than than we will as commissioners, even though we're going to have those applications as well. But the members of that board are going to know more about what they're looking for because that's what they specialize in. So I really like empowering that board and every other board we have to make those decisions. So.
Any further discussion? Yes, Mr. Schlegel.
Thank you. Curious, is there going to be an opportunity, or is it something that we need to be concerned about as the commission for, in the review process of the applicants that are going to be submitting their application, obviously, to speak at the Board of Light and Power? And they would handle that, and it's not anything that we have to worry about? And then that referral then would be sent to us, correct? Is that?
Yeah, I think that part of that is going to be a Board of Light and Power decision. I
Okay.
think our idea is that we would tell them ahead of time this was happening, obviously, but we would just make those applications available to them.
Yeah.
And then they can make that contact if they want to.
Okay, thank you. I think it's real important for them to get the opportunity to hear them come in. If you've gone through the appointment process, which few of us here have, to hear what the candidates have to say is very important outside of just having it on paper. So, thank you.
Any further discussion? Okay, all in favor say yes.
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 Opposed? Motion carries 7-0. So now we will move on to the second public comments. Comments may not exceed 3 minutes. Please state your name and physical address when making public comments, and if you wish to make a comment, come up to the podium.
I mean, if you're going to give me an option, I'll speak. 1406 Garfield Ave, Matt Lutenberger. So I guess my speech here is going to be my pitch to you for Board of Light and Power position. I'd like to see more solar panels and more tidal wave action and wind action. There's a lot of things that are not super big windmills that are alternative energy. I think we have a massive scientific knowledge base here. I think we can come up with some really great ribbon type electricity generators. Again, all of these things are great, but I would hope the BLP would select that candidate. So I'm going to go back to item number 1. I'm wondering about the Marquette Area Public Schools ICE contract. And the only reason I bring this up is because they've got issues with their name and they're going through that stuff. I remember a millage going through, presented on a ballot that stated we were approving a millage that would help the athletic or the school facilities. And I'm wondering, does that millage apply to Lakeview Arena? Since this is an arena that's used by this high school as a sports complex, are improvements to the arena covered by the millage that was dedicated for the high school? Now, I bring that up also because if money is being spent on changing a painting scheme or a name scheme, is that covered by this millage, or is that something that's extra or not covered by the constraints that you might have put on, or that we as a community put on? I bring this up also because there's some things that need to be done at Lakeview Arena, and I honestly would like to help out with that. I see there's a Parks and Rec Board vacancy. I might apply for that. But at the same time, that's only an advisory committee. I want you guys to drop some money into Lakeview Arena. And if that means making a millage dedicated to the recreation of Lakeview Arena for whatever reason, make it a bike hub, make it a skateboard hub, make it a sandwich hub, make it a spot where we take off and relax on the bike path as a good central point. How is it that we can get the city to dedicate some money so that it's not just user groups trying to keep themselves afloat? Because if a user group has to come up with $400,000, or as tonight, the Marquette Area Public Schools has to come up with $15,000, could it be reduced because we have a millage that's paying for some of these upgrades or some of these usages? I mean, keep it in mind. I guess I'm talking up the wrong board again, but I'll see you all again. Congratulations. I don't want to take this, I'm sorry. But congratulations to all of you in your positions. I look forward to seeing what you do.
Anyone else for public comment? Anyone else? Okay, seeing none, public comment is now closed. And we're going to move on to the comments from the commissioners, and we might start way down at the end there with Mayor Pro Tem Hanley.
Thank you. First off, I would like to thank everyone for their support in the election and thank all of the candidates that put their name in the ring for this position and the 3 positions that were open on this board. It is not easy to put your name out there and to be willing to do public service, and so everyone that does put their name and try for it, I'm very thankful. The more candidates we have, the better commission we have, so I think it's wonderful. I would also like to thank my fellow commissioners for your support as Mayor Pro Tem. I am honored by the opportunity to learn underneath Sally. I think she's going to be an amazing mayor, and I cannot wait to work with her. Thank you.
Commissioner Larson.
Congratulations to everybody who ran and elected, and welcome to Commissioner Schlegel. Glad to have him on the commission with me. We previously served very briefly on the Planning Commission together, so having somebody with additional Planning Commission experience is always welcome to have. Also, thank you to Cody for your services previously as mayor, and congratulations to Mayor Davis and Mayor Pro Tem Hanley. Thank you.
Okay, Commissioner Ottaway.
I'll just echo the comments. Congrats to all of the winners of the election. You know who you are. You're sitting there, obviously. Secondly, I do want to say thank you to the former mayor. I think youngest mayor in the city's history, and I think he did a pretty darn good job. I think he was constantly trying to learn and improve, and I think that's what we can ask out of any mayor. And he was very gracious with his time, and I look forward to seeing what he does in the future. And I also look forward to what our new mayor, Mayor Davis, as well as our Mayor Pro Tem, have to offer as we kind of give our city manager a little bit different of a perspective than she had before, maybe, and kind of continue with our roles in city government. So thank you.
Commissioner Mayer.
Well, thank you both for those comments, and I do want to congratulate our new mayor and our new Mayor Pro Tem. I wish you both the best of luck, and if I can be of any support, I'm happy to be there for you. And congratulations and welcome, Commissioner Schlegel. And I guess I'm not going to congratulate myself, but congratulations on your election as well, Commissioner Hanley, Mayor Pro Tem Hanley. But thank you.
Commissioner Smith.
Welcome back, Commissioner Schlegel. Thank you. For those who don't know, Commissioner Schlegel was appointed for a just under 3-year term about 3 years ago. So we have served together in the past, and he will be a great addition to this commission, which has several new folks on it that he hasn't worked with yet, but will do great. And I'm glad that Pro Tem Hanley and Commissioner Mayer were able to stick around. Congrats on your re-elections. And wanted to say congrats to Mayor Davis, the 4th female mayor of the city of Marquette. And congrats to Pro Tem Hanley as well. Looking forward to see what you do. And a huge thank you to former mayor for your work last year and the year prior as Pro Tem. I think it's evident that you've done a really nice job, and it's good to keep the leadership moving along and have new perspectives, and we all have a lot to offer. This whole board will be mayors by the time we're done, it feels like. Thank you.
Commissioner Schlegel.
Thank you. First of all, I'd like to thank all the voters out there that were generous enough to put their confidence in me and allow me to serve again. It truly is an honor. Every one of us that sits up here looks at this position as a service, a service that we're so lucky to be able to give back to a community that we love so much. So thank you to all those that were generous enough to consider me worthy of this position. I'd like to thank our former mayor for the work that he did last year. It's kind of funny. I was not in the chambers for most of the meetings. I was sitting at home. I've got this nice little covered area outside with my dog, maybe a little bit of dinner on the bench next to me, watching all the meetings instead of being here. But I was watching probably about 85-90% of them, even though I wasn't on the commission, because you always want to try and stay abreast of what's going on. But I'm going to miss that time with my dog. And I'm really going to value the time that I have with her when I am home, probably more so. But it was always a lot of fun to watch the meetings and still see the passion that flows through everybody here, even though I wasn't able to be here. So I'm very thankful to be back. I'm really looking forward to working with Mayor Davis and Pro Tem and the rest of the group here. Really, Karen, we haven't really had a chance to work with each other. So you came in shortly after I left, and I want to say that I've followed things that you've done very closely, and I'm very excited to see that we're going to be moving forward together on a lot of the issues. You've done a fabulous job so far. Thank you for your efforts. And least, but not, certainly not least, certainly not last or least, but Fred Stonehouse is an absolute legend in my book as far as being a public servant to the city of Marquette. And I want to thank you, sir, for your efforts, and I hope that somehow or another you continue. I know you got your nose in a bunch of stuff, but it's great to see you here tonight. I was hoping to get to run into you, but thank you so much for all that you've done as a commissioner and other areas of the community. Truly, just a fabulous man and a gem to work with over the years, and thank you so much, sir. With that, I'll let my long-windedness come to a close.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, Fred Stonehouse, thank you for coming this evening. It's good to see you again, and we'll miss you in the future. Pro Tem Hanley, congratulations on your election. I'm looking forward to having you as Mayor Pro Tem this coming year. Commissioner Mayor, it was congratulations on your election also, and it was really nice to work with you this past year, and you did a fine job as mayor. And Commissioner Schlegel, it's welcome back. It's really nice to have you back. I'm sorry you won't be having dinner with the commission anymore, but I really do look forward to your service on the commission. And, thank you to all my fellow commissioners for demonstrating their confidence in me in this particular role. I feel very honored, and I will certainly work diligently to do what I need to do as mayor. Our master plan it's been about a year since we started our master plan process, and that will be finalized. Well, the draft will come out, the public will have a comment time, and then it will be finalized, and that gives us as a commission kind of our marching orders, or what are the priorities for the community and for, we actually, all the stakeholders that are interested in Marquette. So that is something that I'm looking forward to implementing as we start that journey on our master plan. So, there's not another city that I would care to live in, and I think I can join all of our commissioners in just knowing that we feel privileged to serve this community, and we will do our best. And with that, I will turn it over to the city manager, and would you, as you make your comments, could you address the high school and the MAP school and how that relationship works, please?
Certainly, and thank you for those great words of transition for the leadership on the commission. I'm really excited to work with everybody again, but then also with new leadership and then also a new commissioner. But I don't think you're going to be sitting next to me, so don't get too used to it. So real quick, a couple of announcements. So the applications for the BLP vacancy for interested residents will be online starting tomorrow. It is primarily an online form. However, there are physical copies that can be completed and returned. Those will be available at the clerk's office and at the police department. The deadline is November 24th at 4 p.m., and that is the Friday after Thanksgiving, and city offices will be closed that Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So to pick up those applications, if you still need a physical copy during those days that we are closed or those hours that we are closed, please visit the police department for that and return it as well. The other announcement that I have is there is a public hearing scheduled for tomorrow at the Planning Commission. That is at 6 p.m. in the Commission chambers, and that is to hear a special land use permit for the property at 1015 West Baraga, and it is a request for a special land use permit for vehicle repair and service outdoor permanent retail business. So normally we do have the commission or the mayor make that announcement in the beginning of the meeting, but because of today's changeover, it was my pleasure to remind everybody on that. And then to address the comment about MAPS and the hockey contract, so that is a contract. That facility is owned by the city, and the millage, I believe, that was being referenced is a school millage that has to do with school property. This is not a school property. That is something that they rent out. Now, if they had their own ice arena, that would be different, perhaps, depending on that ballot language. But we are separate entities, and that is a separate millage that is directly to the school system. So, good question, and I do appreciate a lot of those ideas, especially when we talk about trying to find funding for improvements for our facilities. So much appreciated, but unfortunately not possible. And then lastly, I want to just give a huge thank you and kudos to our Public Works Department and crews for another very smooth and successful leaf pickup season and brush pickup season. I heard a lot of comments this year and compliments from not only the commission, but also some residents about just how smooth that process is and how quick they came in, scooped up everything, and it was gone. So it is a very tedious process. It is one that I know many of our residents value very much, and it is something that our crews work really hard for, and can sometimes be working those long hours for that. So a lot of kudos to our hardworking crews. I think they're patiently waiting for the next fall or season changeover, and we all know what that is, and I won't say it. But hopefully many of them can just enjoy some good hunting season now, waiting for that snow. Oh, sorry. That is all. Thank you.